Hello world and all of my friends and subscribers out there. I'm just going to do a quick video. I did say that I was going to talk about the acrylic paints, well, the artist acrylic paints that I'd purchased, just to talk about how they were and what I thought about them, as opposed to my my older acrylic paints, which are student quality. These are artist quality acrylic paints. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the three colours that I chose, the main colours. The blue, red and yellow. They're actually fantastic. They've got great coverage. I didn't have any trouble with them adhering to my model, and I used them to paint my Nurgle Chaos Lord, which I'll put up a photo on the screen now so you can see him a little bit better. He's also the model I talk about in my Spookytoberfest video. So yes, I used him. I used the paints to paint him, and I've used them to paint other models, but they're not quite finished yet, so I didn't really want to talk about them just yet. I got sidetracked from my lizard men that I was doing, and I'll have to get back on track with them soon. But I really enjoyed using these paints. The colour was fantastic. I had like I said, I had no trouble with them adhering to the model. When they were thinned down, they had no issues with like the pigments separating or anything like that. And these were very affordable. I did talk about them in my hobby update video. I believe these were somewhere around the $3 to $4 New Zealand dollar range for each tube, and I initially only wanted the three colours, but then because they were so affordable, I think there was a special on as well, that I bought the others, the other brown colours, raw umber, raw sienna, and burnt umber, and then a skin tone base, which honestly I don't like. I can make a better skin tone just mixing up my own colours rather than using this. It's I know it's just a base, but it's very yellow, very orangey colour, nothing at all like the colour that's on the sticker here. So as you can see, I paint them on the bottoms because I keep my paints upside down, so I know which ones are which. So that's out of all of them, this is the only one I don't like. I still do use it, not for skin tones, but for other things. So those, for painting minis, this is what I use, and this is what I'll continue to use to paint them. I may, I'll talk about these paints here in a moment, but I may swap those out for some other ones, because, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But these here, my copper, bronze, gold and silver are from Reeves. They're very good quality acrylic paints. They water down and are really great to use. I used them on my Chaos Lord as well, on his metal parts, and they turned out really great. I have used them in the past on my other models, which I have videos on as well. So they're fantastic, and they're going to last ages. These little tubes just came in a little pack, and they're just fantastic. I love them. I don't need to use any other kinds of metallics, so keep that in mind if you're trying to be affordable. All you really need is these three colours and your metallics, and black and white. So now moving on to these ones here, I went to my local craft store and decided that I bought some more expensive paints, which I'm not using on my minis, but I will be using on other things, and I'll talk about them in another video. But these ones here, I decided to get burgundy because I couldn't get burgundy in the more expensive paints I bought, and I wanted to use it for something. And they pretty much suck. They were probably the same price as these here, and I don't know what the hell is the difference. This burgundy is pretty shit. It's just like pink, really. Not even like burgundy. The colour's just wrong. White, okay, is white. It's fine. But the black is actually not even black. It's like a grey colour. I didn't do a test swatch, but I'll quickly do one on a piece of paper for you so you can see it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera. I hope you can. Probably not. It looks pretty dark to me right now. Oh, you can kind of see now how it's like, it's grey. It's ridiculous. I'm so upset about that. So the only reason I bought these black and whites was because the only other black and white paint I have are in these huge big bottles, and I was taking my paints out with me to sit out while I watched TV, and I didn't want to take my huge big bottles with me, so I bought these 2 little bottles just because it was convenient, and I thought, oh, it'll be great to just, you know, have them with these paints and it'll be nice and easy. Well, no, I'm going to be emptying out this black and filling it up with my own black paint, which is probably what I should have done in the beginning, but I didn't have any kind of small containers, and when I put them in, those paints, when I put them in jars, they kind of go weird. I don't know what it is, but they don't react very well to being in jars, whether the jar I use is not airtight or whatever. It doesn't work. So these paints, they're called Sullivans. I got them from a place which is an Australian craft store called Lincraft, I think. But I think that these paints, they're made in China, so I couldn't tell you where they're available, but I'm sure I've seen them in other people's videos for like cheap craft paints, which they would be fine for. Just doing crafts and things like that, of course they would just be fine for that, but definitely not mini painting because the colours are really off. So they're called Sullivans All-Purpose Acrylic, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying those. Although it's weird because these are the same kind of price range. I think these might have been even more expensive. And these are just so much better quality. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. So if you are kind of not wanting to spend a lot of money like me on little pots of paint that cost double the amount of these tubes, and of course aren't going to last as long, not that you would finish them really quickly, but if you wanted to be a bit more cost effective, because minis are expensive as it is if you get them from Games Workshop, as we all know, then these are a really good option. They're Chromacryl, and let's see where they're made. They're made in Australia. So, but they do have a chromaonline.com, and I'll put the link in the description if you're interested in checking them out. I'm sure that in other countries, if you can't get these specific paints, you could get some that are good quality, and you would just need to talk to people in your craft store or art store, and they would be able to help you out. If not, you know, you can ask me questions and I can have a look at the brands and see whether they would be a good brand or not. I could look into it for you or help you out in any way you need. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.